Sorry. I didn't mean to make it look like that was the end of the stream. I apologize. Can everybody hear me? The little audio bubbles weren't going up. Well, there was nothing. There was no green. There was no nothing. Wow, my hair actually stayed pretty full. It normally doesn't do that. I'm going to get like a clarifier thing that you just like rub in your hair like shampoo, leave it for 5 minutes and rinse it out. Because I don't want to risk that any, Stevon, when he does my hair, doesn't get purple all over my face on our granddaughters at our granddaughter's birthday party. So, yeah. Speaking of, it's her first birthday today. I can't believe it. It makes me sad. She's grown up so fast. Way too fast. Way too fast. Meanwhile, I have stuff all over my mat from cutting jump rings just now. That's why I didn't notice the audio issues because I got caught up in the zone cutting jump rings because I think, pretty sure it was Gloria who was like, oh, I can't wait to see what you make with the thing from last night. Yes. She said she loved the vocal. So can everybody hear me? Nobody's confirmed that I do not, in fact, have audio issues right now. Hello, Dorothy. Can you hear me, love? I'm so happy to see you. You've been in my thoughts, my prayers, my hearts, my everywhere. I only have one heart. My coffee cups aren't quite as big as they used to be, so it takes more than one. Okay, good. Glad you can hear me. So, as I was saying, Gloria, you've been in um my thoughts and prayers. I hope that things have gotten a little bit better. But thank you, Mary. On my hair staying fluffy or squishy turning a year old? Just kidding. I know which one you're referring to. Yeah, I think other than the audio issues, I'm sad because I did all the things on time. Made another cup of coffee. I filled up my water bottle, even grabbed another water bottle, did my lips, everything. So then I'm squishy. Yeah. So excited. I haven't got to talk to her yet because morning time is before dad goes to work. So I just like his days off. He works at a car dealership in the finance department. So like 3 or 4 people decided to buy cars at 7:45 the other night. They normally close at 8 and he was there till 1:30. So he very rarely makes it home before Squishy goes to bed. So I'll leave them alone on there. His days off and everything else. But yeah, I'm excited. Yes, Dorothy, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. We leave tomorrow afternoon. So, as I said last night, and I'll say again this morning, I didn't say hello to anybody. I'm so sorry. I didn't even do my whole spiel at the beginning. I apologize. Hello, Mary and Renee, Dorothy. I guess there's only a few of us today, but that's okay. Because I'm surprised Gloria's not here. Hi, Tina, because she wanted to see what I did with the link I made last night, and I'm going back and forth on whether or not I need to make another one of those, or if I want to make some of just the twisted wire, but make them shorter to kind of go in between the like bubble links. So I haven't figured it out yet or not. Hello, Tina. I may have already said that, but if not, hello. Is the lighting better, or am I still a glowworm? I can't seem to get it figured out. Save the life of me. Every time I think I do, it's not. But yeah. I did not reset my desk. I did not do that. Let me do that real quick, just so I know where everything is at the start. I do this on purpose to make sure that at least the first time I use my tools, I know where they are. After that, it's anyone's guess. But I try to do it for the beginning of the show, at least. And then like I said, I'm gonna leave behind those pliers out. I'm definitely using those. So, in case you missed it last night, let's go down to the link. All right, sweet pea. All right, love you. I don't know why that just happened. Okay, if you missed last night, I made this link. Oh, ooh, why isn't it doing it right? There we go. I made this link using one of the Daisy spacers that were in, or Daisy coin beads that were in the original block. That is so weird. Oh, I also have to tell all of you. Apparently the day I did invoices, there was a glitch with Square, and all of the +4s in the zip code got moved to the front. And it also caused an issue with the email where the .com moved to the front. So here I was wondering why I wasn't getting paid on my invoices or whatever else, and I had someone reach out the other day saying they hadn't saw their invoice, and I was like, really? That's weird. And they're like, let me go check. And then I didn't hear back from them. Well, I finally heard from somebody today saying it's not here. I don't know what's going on. I went and pulled up the invoice and saw that, or went through my email. Square had an update, didn't know what the issue was, just kind of, doesn't matter. I'm good. Can't possibly affect me. It did. So those will get fixed today. I apologize for that. But I was, like I said, I made this link last night, and I'm not sure if I want to make a second one or if I just want this one on one side of it. But like I said, I will show how to do I like to call them bubble links. I don't know what else they could be called. And then, like I said, I think I want to make some of these that are like this big rather than twice this, and then those can go in between the bubble links because one of those will equal the space of two of the bubble links. So, and I showed you guys last night that I kind of, oh, and I forgot I have the other links that I could do too. Those are already done, so maybe I use those instead. As I showed you yesterday, you guys can make a ton of these in any size or way that you can. For instance, this one is like the very tip of my micro round nose pliers. And then this is step 6 on the 6-step bail making pliers. I have made them itty bitty, if I can find a little container I have them in. Again, just had it out. I have some where I use the very tip of the plier and then I use the first step on the 6-step bail making pliers. So yes. Oh, I know you're excited. Renee is starting all over and she's getting her next 4-legged child. this weekend, which will be good. Alrighty, so let me show you how I do the bubble, the bubble links real quick. And the links I was saying that I already have made are these. So we might put some of these in, depending upon how the sticks are going this morning. We'll see. Okay, so to make them the size I have right here on my desk that we're going to be able to use to finish off this necklace. And then it's going to go in. I'm going back and forth on whether or not I want to oxidize it or not. Oh, and I also showed last night that you can make them this size, which this is just a 1-inch dowel. And then this one I only did with 18 gauge, so it didn't hold up as well. But last night I was saying, like, you could make these as big as you want and make a belt. And I think the bright copper would be gorgeous against, like, the little black dress. I made this to kind of be a focal on the piece. And then I also made a huge one of the wrapped figure 8 links. This is it, but it's all the jump rings are stuck on it. So I made an enlarged one of these. So if we use both of them, it could be kind of cute to like have like maybe a bead. And I was thinking based on Rosanna's video, I think I may just use some. Do I have leaf beads? I know I have leaf beads. Where would they be? Oh, I didn't even think of that. It would have been cute to have like leaves on the other side. Oh, goodness. Man, that's gonna annoy me now because I know I have them. I just don't know where they were. So we may get all the way done, and I might have to add that in later and share a picture when I do. Because I know I have them. We just got some in a bead box not that long ago. Let me see if it's still up here on my desk. Oh, those are stars. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I know we just had them. Did we have one? Oh yeah, these would be cool as earrings. Oh, yeah. And you could wire wrap around this whole thing. And because this is 16 gauge, I could have kept hammering it out and made this thicker. I just stopped at this point, but I may do that. But yes, you could go in, you could wire wrap this. You could put a bead on the center of it to begin with. You could wire wrap a bead across the middle. Like there's so many things that you can do with this very simple loop. Like this one is the end of the pliers and not even the very, very end. It's a little bit bigger. And then this is the third step. This one, let's see. I thought I had something. This is another one that I did, but I don't like the way it turned out. But you can go as big or as small as you want. I'm just pulling out the rest of the leaves that we'll need for this. But I do think that I want to go through and like this. This is the first and the sixth step. Kind of reminds me of a bowling pin, if I'm being completely honest. You could squish it a little bit, and it would be a bowling pin. I don't know why I just thought that. Your girl's weird. She see which is fine. I would rather be weird than normal. I think normal people are weird. But I see faces and shapes and whatever. And I don't mean like I see dead people. Not like that. More like in patterns. Like we have these curtains that look like they're vines going down it, but I see faces in it and more than one. So yeah. Common Heather, what is normal, right? Barbara, you missed it. There was a glitch with the invoices. It will be I have to fix it today and then they'll go back out. I know. Why would we want to be normal? But yeah. So I'm trying to grab out the rest of those that are already done. Like I said, I cut a bunch of jump rings. I kept a couple back just so I could show you something. And then if we want to use these, I'll grab these up too. That one can't be used because it's him. It never goes. So, okay, I think that's it. Okay, so for the bubble link that I did today, that is 60 gauge, they're not 18 gauge. You're going to need, I would say, cut 2 inches just to be on the safe side, especially if you've never done this kind of a link. You don't need 2 inches. I just think that, and I don't even think I just cut 2 inches. Let me see. So I might not have enough room. Oh no, that's just over 2 inches. I believe it's 2 inches. We'll know how wrong I am in just a second. Okay, so all you're gonna do, clear this out. So the camera is only focusing on my hands. Does anybody else see patterns and stuff in it? No, sir. Okay, this is a little over 2 inches of 18 gauge copper wire. I'm going to use my micro and I go not even an eighth of an inch down my pliers and I just roll a loop just like that. Then you're going to grab your 6-step veil making pliers. You're going to face the loop away from you. You're going to roll it up. Oh no, I cut just through. You're going to have to adjust it ever so slightly, otherwise you won't be able to wrap around that loop. And then you're just going to grab your pliers and go around once and around one more time. Yeah, you might want to cut 2.5 for the first couple weeks you do. And then you do have to come in and kind of squish the ends. It does get like, and then you have the wrap loop down here and the simple loop is kind of tucked down into the wraps. Let me show you one more time real quick. Where am I? Oh my God. I'm going to show you, I'm actually cutting off quite a big link because I want to show you something with the jump rate. Quick. So you only, like I said, you just need about 2 inches. You're going to roll the little tiny loop until it touches the wire behind it. Then you grab your 6-step veil making pliers, face the loop away from whatever size it is that you want. You're going to roll that up and behind that first loop, and then you have to adjust it slightly. Otherwise, again, you won't have the room to wrap it around the top loop. And then you go in and cut it and tuck and do whatever you need to do. There we go. If you want, you can hammer one or both sides. Because this is 18 gauge wire, you could splail. That's the right word, splail? Probably isn't. Out the wire to make it thinner and or textured you could do. So there's that. Now for the jump rings, I'm gonna do the second step. Hello, Linda. Okay, good. I'm glad it's not just me. I think it's kind of like an artist thing, but yeah, exactly, Mary. Creative people are always connected. Okay, so I have this flush cut on this side, and then I'm gonna go through again, start with it where you can't feel anything. That way you're able to cut as many jump rings as possible, and you don't have to cut off the flat or straight part at the end. And then you're just going to roll down. Now, I have found, and I normally do this on the spool, but I have found that if I am pulling this wire down at the same time that I'm wrapping, that A, I get a more consistent wrap, and B, I don't seem to have any problems. And you'll see I'm kind of doing the same thing with this end. I want it curled as much as possible. I have found that they're easier to cut this way. Also, that ends already flush. I have found that if I kind of turn it up and can see the other wire right there and just cut with the very tip of my pliers or my cutters, sorry, that I get loops that close and with no gap, no where the loop even or where the jump ring, even though you have, oh my god, what am I trying to say? Even though you cut them flush, they don't quite close all the way on the top. And like I showed you the other day, sometimes just taking a bit of pliers right over the cut area and kind of squish it down will help close that up better. But when I did, I was literally cutting jump rings forever the other day. I had a great big huge coil. Sorry, I got talking. Oh, I was cutting too close to the edge. That would not be a good jump ring. I found when I went back and went to check them that they were just some of the best jump rings I've ever made. Now, if you're not used to it, you can do like Susanna Latimer does. She cuts a piece of wire and makes it like that Tetris piece where one side's longer and the top is wide. And she sticks it in between the first one and then twirls it and it separates them. That's another way of doing it. With these pliers specifically, I have found that doing the way I just showed you, I get a better jump ring when they are tightly coiled versus them being spread out like that. So just that's just my experience. It doesn't mean that that's going to be what works for you. Obviously, like I always like to say, if you're trying to learn a new skill, go and watch 3 or 4 people do it the same way. Oh, you showed Sam that technique? Yeah, it does, Mary. So please be careful, okay? Anyway, so do you guys want me to show you like a shorter link like this? I don't mind doing so if you want me to. I didn't know if who all was on last night, and I did only demonstrate that from start to finish once. So if you would like to see it again, I don't mind showing you. It would obviously be shorter than this. This was more like a long line. Or, like we discussed last night, you could turn this into like a bracelet bar and then just create little bubble links. Where is that container? I want to show you the baby bubble links. Oh, also, you guys, you couldn't believe what I did when I went through and was on autopilot, and I cut all this wire to make the bubble links with, and I just went in like I normally do and like flipped them all, and I was like, Heather. So those will be sitting over there for later. Okay, I guess I don't need to show it again. That's fine. All right. So we just need to go through and connect the rest of our chain link. I am going to use the 18 gauge jump rings that I cut. So that one, both sides weren't flush cut, but I don't want them to. So I like to flip them back and forth. Like I'll have the little ones connect, and then the next, and then the larger. Well, you kind of have to, but I like how it makes the middle of it like there's a higher concentration of chain, and then you get the negative space when you do the larger loop. So, hi Donna. Hi Brandy. You okay? Then I will show you. Go back and watch this one later on, but I'll show the little stick one that I did. No, I did that with 18 gauge. I had to think for a second. Okay, we're making a smaller one, so I'm not going to need quite as much wire. I'm going to go ahead and do 5 inches just so that I don't run into the same problem that I did last night, which was I cut and started that flower link so many times. Yeah. Okay, so then on the one side, I'm just going to bend enough wire to do my loop and wrap it, the hybrid loop, and wrap it around. I am going to use that's the first step. I go right in the crook, and then I go up, over, and down. I then put my pliers parallel to my bead mat and pull it back. Then I come over to the side right here, and I'm just going to do that one little, it's actually a half of a wrap for us because doing the loop is what created the beginning on the other side. I like to put mine at the side of my wire, and I just clip it off right there. Make sure. And before we go out of town, I'm going to oxidize some with liver of sulfur, and I'm going to oxidize other ones with ammonia and see when we get home which one it turns out that I like better. So now, because we are doing just a like 1 inch link instead of, I think that one's like 2.5. I'm just gonna come down and I'm gonna bend the wire right there. And I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. I'm gonna stick my round nose pliers at an angle. So they're not this way, they're not that way. They're halfway in between. I'm gonna go around, over, down. Now, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna wrap it around. For the rest of this, you can either still do it while you're on the pliers, but I'm gonna do it with my flathead pliers. Why can't I not talk all of a sudden? And I'm gonna wrap it around. And you're just gonna wrap it around down kind of slightly at an angle. Like this. Until it kind of meets up with the back of this loop. And then you're going to trim what you have left over. Squish any sharp parts down, though if it goes through the tumbler, the tumbler gets rid of all of those, right? Linda? Hi, Georgina. Thank you. And then I happen to have a piece of, oh no, that's not it. That happened to me last night too. That's bronze riser. That is bronze wire. Where? Oh, where did I put? Oh, I didn't find those. But see, these are the same links. They're just itty bitty. Sorry, itty bitty. So these are the ones that I did right at the tip, and then used the first step of the 6-step veil making pliers. So you can make these all sizes. They will work. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my 26 gauge copper wire. It should be right here because I quite literally got off the live last night and went to bed. No, okay, that's that is the wrong wire as well. And it was a different gauge. I'm probably just going to see what other gauge I have right here. Right, that because I'm not seeing. Okay, I found some 24 gauge, which will suffice. When I did this last night, I did do it with 26 gauge wire, which, oh, I found right there. You're just gonna break off a piece of the 26 gauge wire, but you could do it with a larger gauge if you wanted the twist to be. I don't know what the right word is. I do the 26 gauge because I want the 18 gauge wire to be the focus and the 26 gauge wire to be like the supporting actress. You guys, stop moving around. You're hitting the camera. I will kick you out. You don't need a very big piece of wire. We're just going to start. I'm going to start at the opposite end of the last one that I used. And I'm just going to hold the anchor wire. And no, don't do that. I didn't need to pick it up the anchor wire. So it's just, there we go. And then you just start wrapping down around where you wrapped before. And then you can turn it around. And you can go back down the other way, creating a cool little crisscross. And then Linda does this thing, which I've never been able to do. I have pretty she's able to break off this wire. I don't know how she does it. But you have the little wires on there. You can see it creates a bit of texture and it looks really pretty. And then you could make those and make several of them. I would just recommend that you only use these on the part that, like, starting at your collarbone down and around. Hi, Sharon. Use 24 gauge. It looks better. Okay, let's try that. Oh, I am gonna go ahead and use the wire straighteners. And then when I demonstrated it last night, I hammered half of it and left the rest of it round. So if you want it to look more flat, you're going to hammer it on the steel block. If you want to maintain the roundness of it, then I flip my bench block over and use the nylon side of my hammer in order to do that. So, all right, got another piece of wire. We are just going to bend the top just as much as you need to make your loop. I don't know if this is enough wire. Take two. Cut a piece that's longer. Okay. I probably don't need this much. I know. So I made the loops with the first step. And I imagine like this would have a different look if you use square wire or if you use tack round wire, where one side of the wire is flat and the other side is not. Again, let's see. So I want to bend it right about. Okay. Make the other loop with the first step. This is inside. No, that should be right. Okay. And I'll fix the loop in a second. I just realized that I don't have those running parallel to each other. Okay. You've made your second loop. Grab onto the loop with your pliers. You're going to go around that little round part and then start the curve. And I just roll it down at a slight angle. And when I meet the other loop, I have a spot where, like, there we go. I had one spot where, like, part of it was, one side was angled too high and the other side wasn't angled enough. So fix that, center my loops real quick. This one got bent over when I was wrapping. Okay, so Luna says 24 gauge looks better. So we'll grab a piece of 24 gauge. This seems very thin for 24 gauge, but maybe it's just me. Okay, so you're going to create your anchor, and again, I start it at the opposite end. I'm just gonna start, there we go. And then you just slowly wrap down And I didn't cut off enough to go back. Come on. Aww. Yes, the texture is more noticeable when you do it in 24 gauge. I really like that. I don't know that I would necessarily want to go back when using the 24 gauge. But you could. That's the beauty of jewelry making. I like the 26 for going down and back up. I like the 24 for only doing one pass. But anyways, let's get back to putting this necklace together. I really wish I knew where my leaf beads were. But just saw these out of the corner of my eye. They're like is it called a golden delicious? The light green apple? That's what color these are. I know that they probably look a little more yellow on the string, but look how pretty that goes with the copper. I think that that's just gorgeous. So maybe do we just do one little beaded portion for the other side? And then maybe go ahead and put one up above our focal. I do think I want to wrap this. So back to the 24 gauge wire. Not like tightly where you see every, like, I don't mean completely. I just mean kind of like what we just did on the bar. So I'm glad that I tested out what that looked like. Yeah, I have to take this off the spool. I can't do it on the spool. It's a bigger loop, but it's not that big of a loop. And again, okay, when you're wrapping things, in order to not get a kink, it's always better to do it as a round. So push it up through the loop and then pull it out. Then you're gonna go over, and I like to kind of pull it. That's how I get it tight. The way that I like it is we want it to go that direction. So pull it past, push it up and through. Pull it down, push it up and through. Pull it down, up and through. I'm not gonna lie, I may do a pass with the 26 gauge as well. What's an ongoing problem? Uh-oh. What did I miss? My house is not acceptable to deliver. I've had that happen. It's for like ones that I put out. It's been like ones I've sent out, I mean. They've said that like an address that I've used. Oops, see how I almost got that kink? Because I was talking instead of paying attention. They've said that a package I sent out is undeliverable, even though I Stuff this one's a little bit closer than I did the rest of them. We go. And it was to a customer that I like shipped to before and not had a single problem with. So yeah. Luckily that one did come back to me. I've had 2 packages that never were delivered, and one somebody turned into the post office and said this went to my house, it's the wrong address. I was very thankful for that because that was an almost $200 order, which would have just been very unfortunate for me. The other ones I lost were like $80 or so. Had that happen with one of Dorothy's packages. And I'm gonna just twist this around up top. I'm actually gonna go in between the wraps to carry the added texture up through even right there. Sorry. And I also like to pull my wire, like if I'm gonna scooch it down or squish it down right there, I like to pull it that way before I cut the wire. I've found that it makes it easier to kind of crimp everything down. So we have this layer, and now I want to do 26 wire over the top of that, because I think it will be very pretty. So I'm going to pull out, I don't know, 20 inches or so from this, because I'm going to do more. Like I want to probably go twice in between each of those wraps. If I can get it to stay on for a second. There we go. Okay. Oops. There's a pokey. All right. So again, why am I doing it this way? Let's go this way. There we go. I don't understand why I went the other way. I did the other one and I was pushing up, and now this one I'm gonna have to push through. I'm full. I'm just something I did was different from the first time. And I'm just gonna wrap this around, and like I said, I'm putting like 2 wraps in between each of the 24 just to kind of give it, unless it's a smaller wrap than the others, but I like the way it's looking, and I think it'll look. I might hammer it just a little bit. Well, not quite a tink. Put a bit of tink. I wasn't. Yeah. It smells looking. Almost done. Sorry. I know this is probably like watching paint dry, but I just think this will look really cool. Did we decide if we just want the apple green on one side or if we want it on both sides yet? If we only want to do it on one side, I will probably do something similar to this, just on the opposite side, but have the bigger beads. One more around the top. Like I said, I'm really liking how chunky this is. Like up at the top of it. Kind of love it. There we go. So now it's just like, oh no, I like it. It's like just little and cute, or kind of big compared to the other ones. Let's see. Oh, I have always done it that way. Always. Well, I've always done it that way and have not had that problem. You guys, you could also do this and put chain, like join this part together on join the small sides together, and then on the in between the bigger loops, you could do like a little piece of chain or even two pieces of chain that go in between, and then you wouldn't need as many links. But I I'm liking this. I just thought of that. That could be really cool looking. Um, I would just recommend that you use very small jump rings. Sorry, my brain was buffering. Oh, no, you did it right, Heather. For a minute, I only put the jump ring on one side of the chain. I guess you guys can try it how you either by pulling it all the way through or not. That's the way I've done it. It's actually the way somebody that I considered my mentor at the beginning of getting back into this, that's the way they did it. So that's what Um, Again, I don't always think that there's a right or a wrong. Go much, however you want. Now, when I'm doing straight, um, when I'm wrapping just straight, I don't have to do that. I only do that when I'm wrapping the curve. Ooh, that one's not big enough. It's not have a big enough hole to accommodate the 18 gauge different. Oops, see? So you can't even see where the jump ring is joined together. It's right there. With the way that I started doing it now, where it's like not only, and by pulling on it as I wrap, it does work hard. So I don't, ooh, that would have been bad. I would have been so mad. um, yeah, it does work hard in the jumping wire, and then I don't feel like I then have to go and like work harder than after the fact because it's been done during the initial process. So, and again, what I was talking about before is if it's looking like there's kind of a V-shaped gap in between your jump rings, you can just squish the join directly, and that also helps with that. So that is not an 18 gauge jump ring. Oh, let's assemble this quickly. I need to decide how many I want to do of the like big green beads. I don't know, maybe I just do one in the center or like above here. I cannot decide what happens here. Oh, wasn't paying attention and I pushed all those over and now I'm having to hunt for the jump ring slightly. That's okay. Are you serious? I put that same link back on here after fixing the problem on the other one. I put the same link right back on here. Or yes, this one, but too small. I know that there are probably techniques out there that need to be done a certain way. But as far as the rest of them, like I said, just go watch several, 3 or 4 different content creators do a skill and figure out what works best for you. Beth will tell you that she didn't know how to do herringbone. So I did a video, Randy did a video, and Rosanna did a video like within the same week. And she learned she does it her way that works best for her, which was kind of like a smush, a little bit of this and a little bit of that from each of our videos. And she does them beautifully. So, yes. All right. Sounds good, Mary. Thank you. Actually, I need to put some on the other side now. That's more than enough that I need. Than I need. How about just one jumper? I joined it small side. So to keep the continuity, we'll do it that same way on this side. This side won't need as many for this part, I should say. Won't need as many because. But that's another thing about the top loop. You need to make sure that whatever size wire your jump ring is going to be, you need to make sure that your jump ring fits, not just fits, but doesn't create an issue where your necklace isn't fluid. Like you just want there to be movement. Otherwise, it gets kinked up. There we go. Or it can kink at different places. Let's see here. How much do I want? Let's worry about this vocal. Probably 2 more links. Because I kind of want this, not, I want like the top of this to be where my collarbone is. And this piece, I actually made because Sarah Lovecraft has been doing like a prompt. I'm not confident in saying whether or not it's either a monthly prompt or it's a weekly prompt. Somebody else saw one of those videos and knows, if you could please leave it in the comments, I would appreciate it. Because I can't remember. But the current one we're in right now is to make and wear something to make something for yourself and then actually wear it. So that's what started this necklace. So this one is one of those that falls into the unless otherwise stated. This is one I'm keeping for myself. But I could make, if there's anybody that, I want to go through this one. The hole looks plenty wide. You'll understand. It's probably just me. Nope, it's not just me. That's weird. I would have thought that that was funny. So, but again, I have plenty of these sunflower beads. I bought a bunch of extras. So if you wanted me to make you one, I would be more than willing and able to do so. That's what I should have been doing, checking the smaller hole as I went around. Just check it and then flip it over and attach it that way. Wait. Why don't I see a Steve message? What the heck? Or are you just saying hi because he typically watches and you know that? Or listens while he works? Oh, speaking of different techniques, is there anything you guys would like me to touch on in a future video? And maybe we can make it to where Linda and myself, and maybe even we can see if Randy wants to do it, but we could all do a certain technique or whatever else. And oh my goodness, Heather, you should worry. I cannot speak today. Oh, and then you will see a demonstration on how different makers do things differently. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, let's see. I'm going to do one more. And then we need to do the side of the green for the opposite side. Yeah, I think I like the big bubble being at the center. Okay. And like I said, I'll probably have to put some of these on the other side. I just need to figure out how I'm going to do the green on the other side if I end up, if I like how it looks, that is. If it doesn't look good, you know how I am. I don't always know what I'll like, but I know what I don't like very quickly. So I'm sad. If my husband's in the comments and I can't see it, why can't I see it? That's gonna be annoying. I didn't block him or anything. No, I don't see them. I'm so confused. Okay. We need to see if these will go onto 18 gig wire. They do. Ooh, that looks pretty. Oh, that looks so pretty. I just might have to go buy all these strands. I like this a lot. I just have to decide how I'm gonna do the green. Do, 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 do. Hmm. Because I don't know if it would be, if I would be able to do something like this with these. I mean, I could be wrong, and maybe I just need to try it to figure it out. Well, here we go. Oh, so you thought you heard his voice. Okay. I was like, what the heck? No, he's not home yet. He has appointments across the valley going to those sites where the inspector says I'm not coming back out unless he does the fix. So he's got a few of them, and because he's only going in for the meeting tomorrow, I'm just bending the wire. It's really going to be hard to do it under camera because it would I mean, it would be barely bumping it. So just do that first little one with the one wrap. Or should I have done it with the two? No, the one is fine. I'm trying to figure that out. So, you guys, oh my gosh, these beads are beautiful with the copper in between them or in the middle of them. I like gorgeous. I kind of want, like, if I do 5 and keep them very tight and wire wrap them like that. I'm gonna try that. So I think that could be kind of cool. Because then you would see them in the middle, and instead of them going like in between, they will stay on top. So to where I can just go over them like this. Finish wrapping this at the other end. So that it mimics when the wire joins up like I do with the hybrid loop. I'm going to pull this a little bit tighter. Not too tight, just a little. And then I think, see how it just like twists around? So now I want to do it with, I think I might hit it with a 24 gauge and then a 26 gauge, depending on what it looks like after I do this part. So this is the side. Opposite of joining on. Okay. Let's see here. I kind of want to go over the bead or over the wire and then under the wire. And then that might not be possible. Yeah, that's not going to work that way. Okay. I'm going to go down, go around, and then go back the other way. But I'm going to flip my flyer. Nope, stay on the. I don't want it just above the wire. I might have enough to go back down. Let's see. Nope, I don't. Okay. Now, I'm trying to decide if I do want to put more wire. I just love how translucent these beads are. Is that enough, or do I do it again with the 26 gauge? I think I want to wrap it again because I don't like that my wraps aren't visible on the same side. Okay. So I do think that I want to start over so that I can hold the wire when it goes across the bead so that they line up. Goodness. I knew I felt dehydrated. That's why I'm not drinking my coffee. And I'm just drinking my water. And I literally filled this up right before I went live. It does have a lot of ice in it. So that when I poured in that water bottle, it wouldn't be warm. If I wasn't out of my key lime juice, that would be good. Okay, so I want to do this another time. A little bit harder. There we go. This is in the scrap pot. Let's see where the rest of it went. Okay, so do this again. I hope you don't mind when this happens, you guys. Like the comments are all quiet right now, and I'm like, are they just thoroughly bored and have left? Wired to do your hybrid. Okay, just gonna do my hybrid loop right here with the first step in the bail making pliers. I just made that wire all bumpy. I'm gonna have to wrap this off camera, sorry. I'm sure it would have been possible to do it on camera, but I'm still newer to all of this. In fact, I think my 1 year anniversary is coming up. So I didn't hit 1,000 subscribers, which I'm a little bummed about, but I have time. It's fine. All right, I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna do 5 of these, but I am excited about that. I'm allowed to have members of my channel, and but that's it. So your girl isn't like, I'm not getting rich off of this. But no, that's not true. I am okay. I've been enriched while doing this, and I like that. Okay. I'm gonna hold this loop. And I'm going to try. Okay, so that one went correctly. Pull this. And I want it to go around right there. So I'm gonna hold my thumb. Yes. This is 18 gauge wire, so, and I did not anneal it before I started. So I'm gonna go over it again with the 20 gauge wire. I hope you caught just this. Ha, good. I'm still here and I haven't nodded off once. Okay, good. Oh, alrighty. I like the thought of other people creating as I do. That's kind of cool. And try to adjust this without bending it out of. Okay. Yes, I like that. Now, do we keep it simple, sister? or do we do 24 gauge as well? I want this one to just be over ever so slightly. This first one. There we go. Yes, that makes that. Like I said, I just don't know if I want to do another round of wire. If I do, I'm going to want to hold it once going behind and maybe hold it a second time and see if I can get it to wrap around to where there's like the thinner wire on either side. So, this is all the 24 gauge wire I have. Because that's not enough for even a single wrap. If it is. So we might have to keep it simple. Okay. I do have this. This is twisted wire. It's not quite the same width as the non-twisted one. No, I think that will I think that will not be a supporting act. That would be more of like the main act. But I did find some more wire right here, so 24 gauge. Where do I get my ideas from? I do watch other content creators, and I draw inspiration from them, but I mostly get them. I just get an idea and I go and I try to play with it and I see if it's gonna work or not. Much as you just saw me doing this piece. I just try different things and I waste a lot of wire sometimes, but I feel like each failure is part of my growth. So you just gotta kind of like I would just say be brave. Try it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You guys have seen I tried stuff online. I knew that I wanted to do something like this as soon as I got these in the mail from wherever I got them from. I'm pretty sure it was Beadbox Bargains. But I knew I wanted to do something where I used the larger coin at the center and had the two smaller ones. So then then I just kind of had to figure out what I wanted to do. And if you didn't watch last night, it might be a good thing to go watch because I have found oftentimes I find that I learn more from the failure than I do from the fix and success when you do it right the second time. I learn a lot from that. And what some other people think is wrong, I'm okay with it. I think I might just do 26 gauge. Well, let's see what it looks like. And if I don't like it, again, I can unwind it and take it off and start over. Like, that's the thing. You can't be afraid to try things. Also, I don't I try very hard not to go down the rabbit hole. And what I mean by that is that when I see a new technique or a new person that I watch try something new, I like Dominique in the stamping, for example. I already had a couple of letter sample sets, so I'm just using this as an example. I try very hard not to go down the rabbit hole. I think I went the other way. And buy a whole bunch of something that I don't already have. I buy, like for stamping, I would buy one roll of the flat wire and one letter set before you try it and you decide whether or not like that's for you. Because if it's not, then you have a bunch of stuff that's just collecting dust because it turns out that maybe you didn't like it as much, or maybe it just wasn't for you for whatever reason. Okay. I do want to take the 26 wire on the other side, but I am going to cut it off here so that I can restart on the other side. Because I feel like that's going to be easier for me. So, just going to do it on the other side. Wrapping the 26 gauge wire around, and you cut off the other end, or it's going to cook me. But yeah, and you can go on Pinterest, and we are very lucky in that we have a way to get inspired. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. I'm so glad that I went ahead and did this because I really like the way it's turning out. I'll show you guys. Oh my gosh, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I also get inspiration from nature. I get inspiration by other pieces of jewelry that I see. Look at that. Uh, oh, I love it. And I could, like these ones are a little spread out, so I just came back in and just kind of very carefully spooched my wire. But I'm in love with the 26 gauge wire on either side of the 18. I just think that it's so pretty. It's like a pinstripe almost. I love it. Oh, love that. Okay, let's see here. Okay, well, I have to decide how I'm going to join this to the focal. Oh, first, I'm going to do one of these on a piece of wire. We'll use this piece of wire it's right here. And it was too short for the other purpose, but will be perfect for this. Just going to do trying to think how I want to do both. Because I think I'm going to need a bigger loop, at least the second step loop. If I'm going to This is where the loops are going to connect. I do want at least that double one, but I might need another one. Let's see here. And I will tell you some of my favorite comments from you guys is when you guys are like, oh, I love watching your design process. I love that. It's why Randy suggested that I do the how to design while shopping online videos. Because it just brought because I was able to explain how I do it and show how I do it. And I guess she had seen another video of mine where I did that design process. I do want to join directly to center right here. And I love when you guys like celebrate when I do get it correctly. I need some like itty bitty nose pliers to get in there so I can wrap this. Okay, stay out of my way. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go down and wrap around like I just did on the other green beads. I'm trying to make sure that it's gonna be visible. Like the wrap will be visible. And I need to make these perpendicular, not parallel to each other. And that helps get that wrap right where I need it. Okay, cool. Good, that right there. Clip it. Off to the side a little bit. So we got that wrap. And we're gonna try. It's at the end. It is the end. I will tell you that, like, I only bought a rock tumbler because Linda said, "Oh, I don't have to tamp those down. I just throw them in the tumbler and they're not sharp when they come out." And I was like, I need that in my life. I need that in my life right now. So it's not just designs that I get inspired from. Sometimes, like I think I watched that video of hers. Come on, I didn't cut it long enough. Having the other pendant on it, or having the pendant loop on is making it a little bit harder to do this. And these glass beads are very, very slippery. Okay. You don't get to turn around. You need to stay at the top, sir. I think I have this going the wrong way. I do indeed. Okay, so I can't join it over. I have to join it under. I'm gonna switch because that is 24 gauge wire, and I don't want. Okay, so I need to come from underneath. Okay, so then I'll do this one on the front of the bead. Like so, bring it down, wrap it around. Okay. For a second there, I was very impressed with myself because I thought I did it on the spool, but I didn't. I was like, wow, that went so well for being on the spool. It wasn't on the spool. This one didn't get cut very well. Is it? Okay. One more piece, and then we can connect this all together. Don't touch it so much that you mess it up. Grab another small piece of 26 gauge wire. Well, I grabbed more than I need because it was getting quite fiddly. Okay. So then, and I attached it the wrong way again. I must have flipped the way I was holding it in my hand. Okay, so this comes from this way. Yes. Again, the glass beading very slippery. Okay. I know I asked the question and then I promptly got busy wire wrapping. I will review the comments after so that if someone did ask for like a specific technique, I will see that. Okay. And then I'm gonna mess with it just ever so slightly. There we go. Okay. Cut this wire out. And cut the excess wire. Oh, okay. Ba, ba, ba. I'm loving it. Uh-oh. Don't get me, McDonald's. I apologize. Okay. I will fix all the little wires after. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Time to join. I think I want to join on the small side only, not the large side. And this ring is not closed all the way for some reason. One more little baby wing. That has to be a little jumper. It does. Grab a jumper and attach it. So I think this will be. Wait, do I need those loops to be parallel? Hold on, let's see. Yeah, I need to fix this loop. Oh, they're parallel right now. Why? Maybe it got twisted when I was prepping or something. Because it needs to be like that up top. I don't have it quite all the way. There we go. That's what I need. All right, I got it. I might have got this loop a little bogged down with wire, making it hard to like put it where I want, but that's okay. Just need to make sure that it's perpendicular to this other one, and it's not, and I'm not able to get a good grip on it. Okay, I'll save that after. It's fine. Then we just have to decide how long we want this to be. That is very long. I think there's way too many links between the focal and that bead. So I'm gonna open up one down here because down there was problematic. I'm gonna take two off so I don't have to completely redo the pattern. There's that better. That is better. I might have this one face the other one. Okay. I take probably this will be where I can attach it from the one side and use it the other side. So that it's not crazy long. But I am gonna leave a jump ring on here once I figure out how I'm gonna do my clasp. And that may still be too much, but I kind of like that this would be a little bit longer of a necklace because you could totally come in and make some tiny loops. Where is the opening? See, my jump rings are so well done that I couldn't even figure out where the opening was. You could come in and make baby links and maybe do a more simple, like little necklace that maybe has just the little ones on it, and that would be a really cool layering. Or you could join them together, whichever. All right. Oh. My brain just went, did you attach it straight to the focal? What? How did you do that? I did. I attached it right here. I'm actually going to join in. This one here. This one off. There's that. Let's see here. The other link was on right here. So we will just open this jump ring, take the links off, add the green link on. Make sure that we have it facing the same way as the sunflower. We do not. Oh, I counted the back part. That was not smart of me. But that's okay. So right here I do feel like these need to be attached into a jump ring. Do I need to put a jump? I think I need a jump ring through this and then attach the links to the jump ring rather than the green bead. Is that what I'm doing wrong, everybody? Yes, I am in zone mode. Sorry. Hi, Julie. Thank you. Yes, I was in the zone. I do think I need to have a jump ring and then attach to the jump ring rather than to the loop inside of the loop at the top of the link. I think that's what I need to do. So, take that off. Open this jump ring. Take that one off. Close this jump ring. Yes, Julie, I'm sorry. I wasn't like purposely trying to annoy you. Because I think it's going to need two to be facing the right way. I'm going to add a second. And then I think everything will be facing the way it needs to be. I think so anyways. No, that one does not have it. So close. Yes, I think that was the issue. And I think that it was also getting crowded up against the green bead. So this gives space in between that. So they're not right up against it. Okay, so there's 1, 2, and then connect. And then how many links do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I only need 4 to connect onto. But I have a very easy clasp, so here's 3 in a little set already. So we will connect these little small balls. The other, and yes, I do see that itty bitty piece of wire sticking out. I'm going to go in and fix all those afterwards. Okay, I need one more to connect to these. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to see what side I think. Yes, that's correct. Ugh. Not my internet buffering, it's me. Ah. Oh, thank you. Yes, go right ahead, sweetie. If you need to vent, go right ahead. I appreciate that, Julie. Because there are times that I'm like, is this like, should I be teaching or do I fall into the whole like those who can't teach? You know? And sometimes that's how I feel. Like, oh my goodness gracious. Thank you. Speaking of the invoices, before I send them out, who among you wanted the different pendants? Since I have to fix them anyways and go in and edit, if you want me to add them onto your invoice, if you don't know what I'm talking about. I even mentioned it in the sale and then forgot to pull them out, which was just like, really, Heather? So I'm talking because I think, Julie, you were one of them. So there's these ones. And then where's the necklace I made? I'm thinking about undoing an entire necklace because I want the shell pearls again. So there was this one, and then there's another one that has a fairy sitting on top of a dandelion. Oh, where did they go? They were right here. That's why I got annoyed when I got offline because they were quite literally sitting next to me. We brought them up and then I forgot. Okay. We might have to just wait till the next day. Let's show them then. Because I don't see the other one. You must have pulled it up off my desk to put it in with the sale stuff for the next time. But here's the other one. Okay, so there's and these are coral, like a beautiful coral that goes with these coral shell pearls. But this is the one with the fairy sitting on a rock with a dandelion in her hand. And then this is the other part of it. They were originally sold as earrings, like asymmetrical earrings, and I was like, no, those deserve to be a focal. So we can wait till the next sale. That's great. I just thought that I would pick it up. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm sorry, Julie. It causes the worst. It makes me sad how people are when someone passes away. I don't understand. Like one of Steve's great aunt passed away not that long ago. And because she saw how things got ugly with another person's passing, she literally made it where it was like, okay, for 3 days, let anybody come in the house, go through the things, take what they want, and if there's nothing left, then go donate it. And like, I got her little motor scooter she's just gotten. She had a stand-up walker where you're resting on your forearms rather than hunched over. She had just bought a deep freeze. Like there were several things because nobody, like we went on the first day or whatever, and I guess nobody else like came. Okay, that's why. This one is a little bit shorter. This isn't quite as long as that link, but it's okay. And so they called us back and were like, hey, do you guys want any of this other stuff? Nobody's showing up for it. So, and then, like I said, she said, when things are, after 3 days, anything left gets donated, and that's it. So she didn't, because of things just like that. I don't get it. Yeah, today is the prayer circle on Renee's channel. Blessed and beautiful, sorry, blessed and beautiful, 1852. Obviously, those of us that are faith can refer to the scripture where two or more are, the spirit dwells stronger. And I have really seen evidence of that during the prayer circle. So it's definitely worth your time. I'm putting a larger jump ring on this side because I'm going to attach the clasp on the other once we make it. But it really is like the Thursdays I missed it almost feel like I missed church altogether or something. And even when I have missed it and I go back, it's still like just a beautiful thing. But yes, one letter costs $960. Exactly. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, the class I'm going to do is I'm just giving a little ring on that side. I'm gonna try to do it with 16 gauge wire. I might have to start over and go to 18 gauge, but I am gonna try to make it with the, give myself plenty of wire first off. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna fold it down, but I am going to leave some room on the end here where there's just single wire. So I'm gonna go, let's see, where's my ruler going? Where do it go? So this is 4 1/4. I want to 3, so 1 1/2, which is right here. I'm just gonna fold it over like that. And then I have found the best way to get wire to cinch up next to each other is to use crimping pliers. You can use any of them. Just something that has a little notches in it. And just squeeze. And then squeeze. I didn't get right up at the top the first time. But it doesn't like skip, which is what I found when I just tried to use other pliers. And then just kind of scooch down slowly. You don't want to just like obviously hold on and push together too tight because it will then fold back on you because it is round wire, so it's going to want to do that. Then you're going to fold the folded part in half. So I don't know how I ended up not folding it where I thought I was. I don't know what I did. Because it should be right there. So then I can go to 0.75. It's all right there. Okay. So this is about where I want to start the fold. But this one I'm going to do with round nose pliers because it's going to be a hook, obviously. And it really does look like I made it way too big. So I'm going to scooch up just a little. Because I don't think the hook needs to be that big. Bend over the top like so. It is going to be a longer hook, but that's okay. And then I'm going to grab the end of it and I'm going to curl it up. This is not easy to do. with 16 gauge wire, but that's okay. And then I'm going to cut some of this excess off because I need to make a loop to attach to the other side of my necklace. So right about even with the other side of the hook. Now I'm going to bend it right there. And I might have to roll this up a little bit because I just kind of made a mistake. Oops. Yeah, I'm going to have to roll the hook up a little bit. If I can with 16 gauge wire. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. All I'm doing is just putting the round nose pliers in a different part and then trying to pull down to kind of move that. Okay, there we go. That should be better. I only had to do that because when you go to wrap right here, you'll want to go around there so it's not sharp. Okay, right here, if I can. I might have to, holy cow, this is hard. Yeah, open, nope, not like that. Sorry, I'm not even under camera, am I? I apologize. I might have to redo this and you guys will get to see. Yeah, you'll get to see the right way to do it. Hopefully, it's my way of doing it, whatever. Okay. Try this again. Oh, okay. Like this, and create the part where my loop is. Then I will measure this, and it's probably way too long. About 3. Oh, I can be okay. Right here. That's where I want to do the bend again. I think I'm going to get rid of this time. Just squish. Go down slowly. So it's all nicely together. Now, I don't need that ginormous hook that I tried last time. So I'll just go like right there. And then I'm going to go to near the end. And I'm going to, I need to hold on to the rest of it. There we go. There's my 6-step pliers. I know I had them out because we used them. Oh, right there. That's oh, I don't like how thin my loop is the issue, right? Or my hook is. I wanted one that was a bit chunkier, so I'm just trying to do that by putting my pliers in there. Okay, and then I'm probably not showing you the proper way to do this, and I just like marred my clasp ups or my wire ups so bad. So we're gonna go to 18 gauge. I would have loved to do it in 16 gauge, but that just ain't happening today. I don't know what. Like I said, I literally made hundreds of those links yesterday. So we're just gonna go with 18 gauge. Oh my goodness. Ah. Now we might be cooking with gas. I don't even know what that like saying is referring to. Okay. Use a bigger mantle, Heather. Okay, very in. Look at how much easier this is. Why was I making my life difficult for myself? There we go. And then we're going to bend this way, create my loop. I will wrap around this and then trim it off. This that's left over, I want to go around it. And then I'm going to trim it off and I will do a couple more wraps. Well, as many as my wire I have left elapsed. And I am going to have to go like this and slowly cinch it together because of the rest of the hook. And yes, I know. I originally intended for this to be directly print, but I'm not going to do it a fourth time. Like directly into the bigger loop, but it's all right. There we go. Flip off the end. Tamp it down and then reform our hook by putting it over the 4-step hand drill. And there you go. Attach this to the jump ring. What is the opening? I may have gotten too good at this, guys. The jump rings, I mean, not that class. I obviously need to practice. And I might try to make a different one once we're done here. I'm not entirely happy with it, but for the most part. Okay. Get all the tools off the desk quickly. And, oops, one sec. I connected this backwards. I'll fix that too. So, here is our necklace. I'm very happy with it. It is very simple. I do have this on backwards. Now, it just seems to want to flip very easy, so I'll figure that out too. But there we go. We have our little green rounds that have 3 pieces of wire twisted around them. There we go. Oh, do you like them? So there we go. I'm happy with it. Like I said, I may try the clasp again, and I got to figure out if like I have this connected wrong and that's why it seems to flip or whatever. But I can do all of that on my own so that you guys, it's already been over 2 hours. But if you want to know how to do this one, I did it last night. You can literally skip the whole first half, which was just, a blooper reel of me trying to do it the right way, but then I got it. And I showed how just a couple of different, just using different sizes, how different it looks, what it looks like when you have all of these links going the same way rather than flipping back and forth. There are a lot of things that we played around with, but yeah, thank you. Oh, are you talking about these ones? Yes, I love these. They're way cheaper at Hobby Lobby than anywhere else you can find them. Anyways, guys, thanks for being around with me, you know, putting up with the confusion and whatever that is my channel sometimes. I will be on tomorrow morning. I will not be on Sunday night because we're driving home from California on Sunday, and maybe I'm just willing into existence that we leave 2 hours later than hubby wants. But and depending on how the ride is, I may not be on Monday morning, but I will have a video released for that. I tried to do some content and whatnot to get prepared for that just in case. But I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I love ya and happy beading.